So here is a buck camp kit. I picked it up a while back for about $40. These things range from about 40 to 70 bucks, depending on where you pick them up at. I think on Amazon they're about 70 bucks, which for what you're getting in the kit, it's not bad. You got a hatchet, a field knife, and a folding saw. And all of them except the saw, they have a sheath that comes with them. Now the sheaths, just looking at them here, they don't look like they're the greatest of quality, but they're both Kydex sheaths, so we'll see how they do. We're going to throw this kit, open it up, throw it in a pack, and get out and use it a little bit, and then we'll do a review on it and see how it does. All right, so I've had these things out and used them a couple of times, so we'll talk a little bit about what I think about them. First off, I mean, overall, it's not a bad little kit, especially for the price. So we'll talk about each of the things individually and see the pros and cons about them. So first off, we'll start with the hatchet, and that's actually the main reason I picked this kit up. Is I liked the looks of this little hatchet, and I actually liked that it had kind of a hammerhead on the back of it, so that if you're driving tent stakes or something like that, you got an actual good striking surface. The hatchet itself is it's actually fairly sharp. It could stand a little sharpening now, but it's not a bad chopping hatchet. Biggest thing I don't like about it is you can see the spine on it. It's kind of thin. So overall, it's a pretty light hatchet. So chopping small things you can definitely do with this, but if you're looking to use it like a splitting hatchet with some bigger stuff, it may be a little bit harder to do. But overall, comes pretty sharp and cuts very well. So you can see that it's a decent at cutting, especially if you've got smaller stuff that's green. It'll really chop it nicely. So it'll chop most of that stuff up pretty decent. The biggest weakness, other than the spine that I had with it, was the sheath that it comes with. It's just all it is a blade cover with a little strap that goes around it. I don't even think it had a place to where you could put it on your belt. But the biggest thing is that thing was pretty small, and I lost it the very first time out. So I ended up having to order me another sheath for it. So I actually picked this little sheath up on Amazon, and I think it was about $6. I really didn't have much in the way of expectations for this thing at that price, but it actually turned out to be fairly decent. It fits the hatchet pretty well. So I can put it in here. And so it's got a button flap across the top, and then this Velcro back here, you can adjust it for a different size hatchet head. So this is like a one size fits most. It fit this real well, and it even fit up to like the Harbor Freight $12 hatchets that are so popular. So if you do get this kit, I would suggest upgrading the sheath just about as soon as you get it, or you're going to lose the little sheath it comes with. So the next thing is the saw that it come with, and to look at it, it's a decent looking saw, but full disclosure, I probably liked this less than anything that come in the kit. The main reason is, I mean, it is lightweight. It's easy to pack, but the handle just feels a little bit, I don't know, a little bit too light for the work that you may want to do. The teeth on it are actually they're pretty large and pretty sharp, so it cuts pretty decent. So you can see that every time I pull this saw through, it is throwing decent sized chunks out of it. If I can get a bite there. So just a couple of pulls and through, and it will cut. If you're cutting stuff that's green, it actually cuts just a little bit better. But folded up, it's pretty light. It's easy to pack, but it's definitely not one of the more expensive saws that's out on the market. So the saw was probably my least favorite out of this kit. All right, the knife that comes in this, it's actually going to be, I think it's an 834. Yeah, 834. Kind of a small knife. You know, if you want to use it for a field knife, you possibly could. For my taste, for a field knife, it's a little bit small, light, and thin. But actually, it's a very nice knife. Comes with a decent edge. The edge could stand a little work at this point. The only thing I really didn't like about the knife is actually the sheath that it comes with. The sheath is, it's a little bit flimsy. Like I say, definitely wouldn't use this knife and sheath set up as a field knife. Maybe the knife with a different sheath, but I will probably just end up putting this in my camp kitchen and just using it for things around the camp, because like I said, you can put a decent edge on it and it will hold an edge pretty good. So there you have it, the Buck Camp Kit. As far as value for the money goes, yeah, it's a pretty good kit, especially the hatchet. I really like the hatchet out of it. The knife wasn't bad. The saw, it's usable, but it's not as heavy duty as you might think it would be. Would I purchase this again? Absolutely, because like I say, the hatchet alone, I thought was pretty good value considering everything that you got in the kit. So thanks for watching.